Hello Scorpio, welcome to October. And part of this month is your birthday month also. I hope you survived September and the two eclipses in Mercury Retrograde. Things should be a lot calmer in October. Planets are moving forward. And we have Jupiter in Libra. So that's a good thing. That should give you some... It'll be a resting time for you. So, I want to say thank you for liking my channel. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. And thank you for subscribing. And thank you also for those of you who have purchased a reading. I appreciate your support and your business. And before I get to the reading, I want to ring the bells and create sacred space around this reading for October. Okay, so let's see what Scorpio needs to know for the month of October. What's coming up in love and life? What do you need to know for October? What is coming up in October for Scorpio? What is coming up in October? What do you need to know? What does Scorpio need to know about love and life for the month of October? May only the highest forces be present at this reading to ensure that the truth be told. Three of Wands, the Hermit, the Six of Swords, the Death card, the Moon, the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Cups. Interesting. You have some new beginnings coming up in October. Okay, so the Three of Wands and the Hermit. The Three of Wands is a card that comes up when you've put some energy into something and you're waiting to see if your plans are going to develop. And the Three of Wands is saying yes. You're going to start to see some success come in. You're starting to see the first beginnings of success come back. So all the energy that you've put into a goal is starting to pay off. You're starting to see results in October. The Hermit card crosses this, so you could be involved in something that involves counseling or sharing your wisdom with the world, teaching, giving advice to others. It could also mean that you want to take some time out and evaluate, create a strategic plan. Like, where am I going? What's right for me? Where do I need to be? What's my next step? Because the Hermit is following inner guidance. It's also about following the guidance of someone wiser, going to someone for advice. So you may be dealing with a coach or a counselor in October. Like, you're seeing some success and now you want to know, okay, I need more guidance. Where do I go from here? So you're going to be making decisions, and you may need to take some time out to really think, what do I need? What's right for me? If it's a relationship, maybe you need to spend some time away from the person and really think, do I want, is this person right for me? Is this situation right? What is right? If it's not right, what is right? And that could be either relationship or career, because you have a lot of wands. You have two wands. Two pentacles, and actually one cup. So you're going to be making, and you have like four major arcana cards. So you're going to be making some major decisions too. You really need to stop and think about your path and what path you want to be on. In the past, you have the Six of Swords and the Death card. So you've come through a time of major change. You may have just gotten through a difficult time. The Six of Swords is navigating a difficult situation and moving towards greater harmony. So you may have had some conversations, or you may have had to communicate or talk your way through a difficult situation. Or you may have moved away from something that was stressing you, and now your life is getting a lot calmer. The Death card can mean also, clearing out whatever's no longer working. It doesn't mean death physically. It really means change. Ending one cycle, starting a new cycle. So it's like clearing the decks, clearing out what's no longer working. So you might have left relationships or situations that you felt just weren't growing. They weren't really fitting your life. You're clearing out. It's a time you have to clear out the old before you can bring in the new. So you've spent some time doing that. I mean, it could be even as literal as clearing out the garage or clearing out your closet. During the Mercury Retrograde period in September, that's a good time to do that. Get rid of all the old junk and make room for the new. And that's what the Death is. It's about change, and change for the better. Where you evaluate your life and you say, okay, what do I need to keep? What do I need to let go of? And then clear out what you no longer need, so that you can bring in some fresh energy. Now the Moon is coming up in the future. The Moon is a card about imagination. Imagination, intuition. At its best, it's a card of creativity. So there could be some artistic project coming up in the future where you get a chance to use your beautiful, vivid imagination and your intuition. It could be that you're on this new career path where you're doing intuitive work, or you're doing something that involves creativity and intuition and imagination. Another meaning for the Moon is not seeing things clearly. So there could be some confusion around a project or a future path, and you may need to use your intuition to navigate the difficulty. And that could go with the Six of Swords, because if you look at the Six of Swords, I don't know if you can see it on this card, there's like choppy water on one side of the boat. And the woman is, paddling on to the other side of the shore, where it's a lot calmer and there's more harmony on the other side. Let me just drink something. So it could be that the conditions surrounding this difficult issue are confusing, or there's like hidden information that you really can't make a decision because you're not seeing all the facts, and you have to rely on intuition. You have to kind of go navigate your way through in the dark. But as a Scorpio, you don't have a problem seeing with your eyes closed, because Scorpios are very intuitive. That you could see through anything. So there's very little that people can hide from a Scorpio. And you should definitely trust your intuition. Trust that inner navigation, and you'll do fine. You'll get through this confusing situation, and actually you'll wind up in a successful place, because you've got the Knight of Pentacles coming up in the future. That could be a relationship, a new relationship coming in October with someone who's he could be a little younger, but also very practical. Someone who's focused on a goal and not afraid to do the work. And that could be you too, that you have this new idea or this new path, and you're just at the beginning stages of it. So if it's a career situation, you could be like starting something new, and it's just the beginning. It's just starting to show some success. It's not that you can, you're not making a ton of money yet, but you are starting to see some results, so that's good. So you're on the right path, and it could involve, intuitive work, or artistic creativity, intuition, healing. The moon is all, it relates, the moon card relates to the planet Neptune and Pisces, so it could be all those things. Counseling, dealing with the unconscious, the subconscious. So the Knight says you still have your work cut out for you. You're going to be working. But look at what you have here, the Four of Wands, which is a victory card, a stability card. You are a lot more stable than you really believe, because this is in your negative thinking. A part of you is not really convinced that this path can bring you the security and the stability that you are looking for, or the success, but it can. If it's you just have to think positive. You have to really have faith in yourself. It could also relate to a relationship. If this Knight represents a relationship, it could be a good relationship, something that can lead to a serious commitment down the road. Because the Four of Wands can sometimes represent marriage or stability. If anything, if not actual marriage, definitely like a committed relationship, where like a one-on-one thing. Now it's possible that someone in your environment, this is a card, the Two of Pentacles is someone who's juggling a lot of things. So you could be juggling 2 jobs, you could be working, one job while you're trying to get this other thing off the ground. So you're doing a lot of juggling. You've got a lot of activities going on. It could also mean, if you're asking about a person, that this person is trying to decide between 2 people, like they might be, you're at the beginning stages of a relationship, and either you or the other person might be considering 2 different people. You might be dating 2 people until you figure out which one you want to be with or commit to. Because the Hierophant coming up, that represents, following tradition, following convention. It represents, it's another marriage type card. So if you're in a relationship, you're not interested in just dating someone. You really want to connect with someone. You want a serious relationship. You want a committed partnership. That's what your dream is. That's what your goal is. And there's potential for that you could meet someone that you could have a significant relationship with. Because here's the Ace of Cups. And and I think this could be the person coming up. He could be a little bit mysterious. Maybe there's a lot you don't know about this person. You're kind of curious. Scorpio, they love to know what's behind the veil. So if you've got a secret, if there's somebody who has a secret, you're going to find out what that secret is, because you're not going to rest till you find out more about this person. So you may need to find a little bit more about him or her. But there's definitely potential for a new relationship, a new love coming in October, new beginning. And if it's not a relationship and it relates to career, then it could be a new opportunity in career that involves creativity. Creativity, imagination, intuition. It may be even teaching, because this is a card of the teacher. You have wisdom to share. You might be dealing with institutions of higher education, or some institution that's been around for a long time that has conservative policies. So it could be government or education, or maybe even a hospital, government agencies, government, the Hierophant it's the wise person, the spiritual teacher, the person who has the secret knowledge. So you could be teaching some spiritual truths in October, or dealing with institutions of learning. But it's something that you're going to enjoy, and there'll be success, because you have the Four of Wands here. So success and stability is coming. And love. You have the potential to have a new relationship coming up. New opportunity. Just don't let your imagination run away with you. Don't don't blow things out of proportion. Because when the moon comes up, you have a tendency to, because you have such a vivid imagination, you might be imagining scenarios that have nothing to do with reality. So make sure that you keep a grip on your imagination. Now, if you're doing artwork, then the reverse is true. Just let it, let your imagination flow, because you can be very creative in October. If you're involved in any kind of artwork or any kind of creative project, you're going to be extremely creative in October. And it's going to lead to greater sense of stability and financial abundance. And you're going to have fun too. So enjoy October, Scorpio. I think it's going to be a refreshing change from September. September was shaking everybody with the eclipses, eclipsing, making things from our lives and making things happen unexpectedly, and Mercury Retrograde slowing everything down, and Pluto Retrograde. Your ruling planet, Pluto, is now going direct. At the end of September, Pluto started going direct. So if you've been feeling stagnant since April, things are going to start to move now. So you're going to be busy in October. You might be juggling a lot of activities, either, parties or responsibilities. You might have a bunch of irons in the fire, be juggling a lot of plates. You may have several creative projects in the works, but it looks good. You're going to be having fun. You're going to enjoy the work that you're doing. It's going to be a lot more creative. So don't worry about it. I think you're going to enjoy October. And so that's my message for October, Scorpio. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will talk to you again in November. Thank you.